arrested me and my family. My son is somewhere, my wife is in another place, and I'm at the residence. Right now, I'm in the residence and nothing happening. Nothing is happening. I don't know what's going on. So I'm calling you.
Ce jour, 30 août 2023, nous, forces de défense et de sécurité, réunis au sein du Comité pour la transition et la restauration des institutions, CTRI, au nom du peuple gabonais et garant de la protection des institutions, avons décidé de défendre la paix en mettant fin au régime en place. À cet effet, les élections générales du 26 août 2023 ainsi que les résultats tronqués sont annulés. Les frontières sont fermées jusqu'à nouvel ordre. Toutes les institutions...
Military say this kind of rubbish have to stop. Military take over. Now I made a day for this big mess. Now make una hear the president of Gabon, Ali Bongo. Waiting in the talk. Now how they tell him hostage. Yes, you deserve him. This say, share this video, my friend. Make una see the way they go. I say make una share this video. And if you don't share this video, me I don't know what you go gain now. If you share this video, people go still watch them. Your friends go still watch and share and talk Sarah Moko and not the monk. Talk Sarah Moko what the quagin pa Moko on your own avoid so fair. And my name in Africa. Yes, talk Sarah Moko and not them.
My son is somewhere. My wife is in another place, and I'm at the residence. Right now, I'm in the residence, and nothing to make noise. I have to make noise. Nothing is happening. I don't know what noise is going on. So I'm calling you to make noise, really.
Ce jour, 30 août 2023, nous, forces de défense et de sécurité, réunis au sein du Comité pour la transition et la restauration des institutions, CTRI, au nom du peuple gabonais et garant de la protection des institutions, avons décidé de défendre la paix en mettant fin au régime en place. À cet effet, les élections générales du 26 août 2023 ainsi que les résultats tronqués sont annulés. Les frontières sont fermées jusqu'à nouvel ordre. Toutes les institutions de la République sont dissoutes, notamment le gouvernement, le Sénat, l'Assemblée nationale, la Cour constitutionnelle, le Conseil économique, social et environnemental, le Conseil gabonais des élections.
See, there's the Gabonese population trying to enjoy the freedom, because most of the people were very angry with the old government. So we're happy that things happen the way we were expecting it. The freedom is here in Gabon, Libreville. So we thank all the participation, all the guys who did something for us. We are happy for that. Long life for Gabon!
I got the news this morning early. If this is confirmed, it's another military coup, which increased instability in the whole region. I cannot say more because I don't have more information, but certainly is an issue that will be put on the table when we will discuss. Look, the whole area, starting with Central African Republic, then Mali, then Burkina Faso, now Niger, maybe Gabon, it's in a very difficult situation. And certainly the ministers, today defense ministers and tomorrow foreign affairs ministers, have to have a deep thought on what is going on there and how we can improve our policy with respect to these countries. This is a big issue for Europe.
Gabon is one of Africa's major oil producers and a member nation of the Organization of Petroleum Exporting Countries, OPEC. Gabon's coup leaders say deposed President Ali Bongo Ondimba is under house arrest, and one of his sons has been arrested for treason. However, his overthrow would end his family's 56-year-old on power in Gabon. And if successful, the coup would represent the 8th in West and Central Africa since 2020. Coups in Mali, Guinea, Burkina Faso, Chad and Niger have undermined democratic progress in recent years.
The coup in Gabon has drawn reactions from leaders on the African continent, Nigeria's President Bola Tinubu leading the pack. The president, through his special advisor on media and publicity, Ajuri Ngelale, expressed the president's belief that the rule of law and a faithful recourse to a constitutional resolution of electoral dispute must not be allowed to perish in Africa. He also said the president, as a man, has made significant personal sacrifices in his own life in the cause of advancing and defending democracy, which is of unwavering belief that power belongs to the hands of Africa's great people and not in the barrel of a loaded gun. Ngelale adds that the president is working very closely and continues to communicate with other heads of state in the African Union towards a comprehensive consensus on the next step forward with respect to how the power in Gabon will play out and how the continent will respond to contagious autocracy seen across the continent.
The president, as a man who has made significant personal sacrifices in his own life in the cause of advancing and defending democracy, is of the unwavering belief that power belongs in the hands of Africa's great people and not in
coup in Africa and the bloc's support for Ukraine. The foreign policy chief, Joseph Borrell, noted that information about developments in Gabon is still confusing, but stressed that if a military coup is confirmed, it will increase instability in the whole region. And here's the foreign policy chief after their discussion today.
The ministers reiterated our will to support African solution for African problems. And it means that we will support ECOWAS. We have expressed this will from the first moment of the coup. It's up to them to take initiatives and decisions in order to counter this military coup. And we will follow, trying to implement the same kind of sanctions that they have decided. We are moving forward for an autonomous sanctions regime to take measures against the putschists. Work has already started, and tomorrow the foreign affairs ministers will advance on that.
That's the foreign policy chief, Joseph Borrell. To other stories now. For the president of France, Gabon's former colonial leader, he condemned the coup in the country and wants the election results in Gabon to be respected. The government spokesperson, Olivier Véran, addressing press today, said France condemns the military coup d'etat that is taking place in Gabon. France is closely monitoring the development of that situation on the ground and reaffirms its wish for election results, once known, to be respected. If the coup in Gabon is successful, it will be the 8th in West and Central Africa since 2020. The latest, of course, being Niger Republic in July this year. And interestingly, China has called on all sides to settle their differences peacefully through dialogue and restore normal order at an early date. And this is coming from the Foreign Ministry spokesman, Wang Wenbin, reacting to questions about the coup in Gabon. The ousted Gabonese president, Ali Bongo Ondimba, was in China in July this year. Both countries decided to upgrade the comprehensive cooperative partnership between the two to a comprehensive strategic cooperation partnership. Since the establishment.
Now, with respect to Tropical Storm Idalia, it is currently 80 miles off the coast of Cozumel with 35-mile-per-hour winds. It will become a hurricane by late Tuesday afternoon. Landfall is currently expected along the Big Bend region on Wednesday, and it could arrive at the state of Florida as strong as a Category 2 hurricane. The storms, of course, as we know, these things can wobble, so Floridians along our Gulf Coast should be vigilant, even if you're currently outside the cone, and indeed you could see impacts if you are in a place that's outside the cone.
Locals in Bradenton are bracing themselves for the arrival of Hurricane Idalia as the powerful storm makes landfall in Florida. Rain pouring in deserted streets as strong winds shook trees in the city south of Tampa Bay. Sandbags could be seen outside businesses as locals prepared for the storm, which has been described as unprecedented and life-threatening by the U.S. National Hurricane Center.
I've lived here since 1969, and we have these little feeder bands come in and different weather, and we never know what's going to happen, but we all prepare for the worst and try to protect our property and our town. It can be sunny, and then all of a sudden it can be the worst. So you just have to prepare for what you are going to adventure.
Our Washington correspondent Maria Bird joins us now. Hello, Maria. Thank you so much for joining us on The World Today.
Good evening.
All right. How much of a damage is Hurricane Idalia? How much of a damage has it caused in Florida so far?
Well, there are torrential winds, and the flooding is the #1 concern for most of the areas that are very low, and they're, kind of at the sea level. That is one of the major concerns. And some of the tropical storm winds that are coming in and the waves that are coming in and the tides that are coming in are potentially making it very dangerous for those who are living right there at that western coastline. It's about 200 miles of the Florida western coast that are being impacted by the storm.
Yesterday, authorities were encouraging people to listen closely to local authorities for updates. They were also working on evacuations. But how much of this was realized before the storm hit?
Well, Florida is an area that obviously is hit quite frequently this time of year between August and November with hurricanes. And so individuals oftentimes decide to shelter in place. But there was a good number of individuals in the targeted regions that were expected to have a lot of power outages, a lot of wind damage, a lot of trees down, and obviously the flooding. Because the other challenge it's experiencing is that because of the winds and some of the weather conditions, there could have been small tornadoes occurring as well. So where people would typically go to the highest level of ground in a hurricane because of the flooding, with tornadoes, you typically want to go to the lowest area in your home. And so that meant people had to be on the main level. So with those two potential weather conditions occurring simultaneously, many individuals did evacuate